there's a good number of episodes where I feel it's just fair to open with an apology.
This one's more than fair.
No one is supposed to like everything. All right, it's not our job to like everything. We shouldn't feel bad for hating this guy's music. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, whether we like it or not. That's a whole new discography per episode. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my delighted co-host, Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Dog, Hulk Hogan died. Today's amazing. It's so good.
I can't get on board with that, brother. And today...
Rest in piss, brother. Rest in piss.
He's the GOAT. He's a hot dog man. I love him. And today, we'll be discussing every album by...
Wild Nothing.
Wild Nothing. This was requested on Patreon by Ricky. Ricky, thank you so much for support. Ricky's a big supporter, longtime supporter, great supporter, higher tier for no reason other than that he likes us, supporter. So we're extremely grateful. And I'm also a little confused, Alex. Are you a little confused by this?
I'm a little confused, but much like you, yeah, like shout out to Ricky, dope dude, has said our podcast got him through some rough times. And he knows, I feel like Ricky should know us. He knows what he's getting into. He knows we're not going to hold back.
There's a good number of episodes where I just feel it's just fair to open with an apology. I mean, like, is that what we're supposed to do here?
This one's more than fair.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry to Ricky because he's great. And if for some strange reason, Jack Tatum from Wild Nothing is watching this. I'm sorry. I have nothing against you personally. I have nothing against anybody who likes this band. I have nothing against the Jack Tatum who wrote all the music. I have nothing against really anything. I just happen to really not like it.
I should have had this epiphany maybe like 2 years ago, but I had it during this one, is that being a podcast of the people and enabling them is a gift and a curse. And this is what happens when you let your like it's great because they have a sense of creative control over the podcast and there's like a back and forth. But then we're put in positions where we end up talking about bands and artists that maybe we shouldn't be talking about.
No, for Christ's sake.
And this goes as far back as, you know, Spice Girls, Destiny's Child, and it's chaotic is what it is. I don't...
You know what? In our defense, because I do agree with you. For fuck's sake, I have a goddamn German punk band vinyl behind me. There's no reason I should be talking about this band. But I'm gonna defend us a little bit because we covered ABBA, and we love ABBA. They're a great band.
Sure, there's definitely exceptions to the rule. There's maybe some things like an ABBA, a Donny Benet.
Donny Benet, hell yes.
That we're more accepting, that connects to us more.
Man,
it's just it's kind of stupid what we do here. It's great for our
that's why you're leaving the show, dude. It fucking sucks.
There's multiple reasons. It must be so nice, people who just have like one reason for doing something, because I can't like confidently say it's just like one reason I'm leaving. It's like multitudes of things.
Yeah, and honestly, like after you're gone and I keep going, I'm going to change the format of this show, and also I'm going to try and do it in such a way that I'm not forced to talk about bands that I don't like shitting on bands. I don't like listening to music I don't like. Number one, first and foremost, I don't like listening to music I don't like, and I don't like talking about music I don't like because it's not cool. It's putting out it's bad karmically, and it's just not. I'm not going to lie and pretend and try to be like all nice when I fucking hated something, but I also would rather not just shit on something.
Yeah, and obviously, like, you do have to put yourself out there a little bit to discover things and expand your world. but normal people get to do that in the comfort of privacy. And they say, they don't have their opinions well, I guess these days everybody has their opinions blasted on the internet, but ours is a little more public, I guess.
Indeed. Although, so whatever. We understand. Yeah, we made our bed, and that's the way it is. And if fans want to come and send us death threats, and they're free to do that. It wouldn't be the first time. Although, relax. Honestly, it's a band. Relax.
I love Tool so much. I forgot Tool fans are idiots, and I made the mistake of going in the comment section. And after one, I was like, nope, I'm done here. Not reading these. So
yeah, we covered Tool not too long ago. For sure, you get some. I mean, any band that big is gonna get some real dum-dums. But surprise, some pretty funny fans in there too. Some clever, some interesting people. Hey, not all bad. But any big band, you're gonna get some fire in there.
That's true.
But quick jump back to, because you dropped Hulk Hogan dying before dropping that Ozzy Osbourne died on a music podcast, which I find very funny.
Well, because Ozzy was sad, Hulk Hogan is reason to celebrate. Also, we're recording on day Hulk Hogan and Chuck Mangione died as well.
Dude, I said this to my buddies in a group chat, say like, how many King of the Hill voice actors have to die before they cancel the reboot? I mean, for fuck's sake, like everyone's dead. Everyone, Luann, Lucky, Dale, John Redcorn, Chuck Mangione. Next, it's going to be Bobby. Bobby's dead.
Oh, not Pamela.
She's great. She's great, and a great voice actor too. But whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Also, since we're on the fucking R.I.P. to Malcolm Jamal Warning.
Malcolm Jamal Warning, indeed.
This is your last Malcolm Jamal Warning.
He didn't get a Malcolm Jamal Warning. That's for damn sure.
He didn't. Ozzy. It's so weird because Ozzy died, and I'm kind of like, yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, of course he did. It's amazing he lasted that long.
Yeah, you could have told me this news 20 years ago, and I would have been like, yeah, of course he did.
Here's the thing. When I think about him, and I think about Lemmy. When Lemmy died, it was like, oh yeah, for sure. But also, it came out of nowhere. Like, Lemmy was just Lemmy. He was being Lemmy up until the very end, and then bam, Lemmy died. Whereas Ozzy Osbourne was like, we're not surprised that he's dead, but it seems like he's been dying a long time.
Yeah, like Lemmy had more like cockroach vibes, where I was like, that guy's going to be around forever. Where like Ozzy, it's been an ongoing joke that guy's going to die like since the 80s. And this sounds a little dark, but whatever. He made heavy metal music. I think that also like kind of like softened the blow a little bit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like this guy lived a crazy life, and we were just lucky that he made it to 73, and he got to do his farewell concert a few weeks ago. And
that was crazy.
That's amazing. It probably didn't sound good, but I think in terms of like, I feel like sometimes people like their bodies are ready to die, but they're like mentally not there.
Their spirit isn't yet.
And I think like, and that's just me personally. I think like for him, he was like, I need to do this, and then I can.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I saw some clips of that performance. Of course, he sounded awful. But the thing is, that also made it way more heart wrenching. And like, I loved Ozzy when I was a little kid for sure, but I'm not super big on Ozzy. But watching that, I was like, I'm getting choked up here. That's pretty sad. That's pretty touching. Mama, I'm coming home. God damn it.
Mike's going through changes,
dude. Like, I mean, I did have a total Ozzy phase when I was like 9 or 10 years old or something like that, and I got to see Ozzy when I was a late teenager or something like that. I forgot how old I was, but there it is. Like at least that. I don't remember. It might have been Mike Borden drumming from at the time. If it was, that's pretty rad, but I don't remember. It could have been.
I'm really proud that I've never seen Ozzy live, but I've seen Sabbath twice. And
that's lucky.
The second time I was actually pissed because it was that infamous year Iron Maiden was on Ozfest. and I was at the show where like Sharon was unplugging their sound, and people were like, she like paid people to like throw eggs at them, and
absolute tyrant. What a tyrant lady.
And everyone knew, like, you just like there, like social media wasn't the way it was now, so there wasn't like this like trickle instantly on the internet. It was just like this rumor that spread amongst the concert, and so many people were leaving after Maiden because it was like we all knew this was like Sharon's fault, and it just left like a bad taste in most people's mouth, especially because we paid her money.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough and a very dastardly thing to do. I mean, that is that full on Scooby-Doo villain level of like, all right, we're gonna fuck with Iron Maiden now.
Because that's not really fucking over Maiden. Maiden got paid. It's fucking over the fans.
Tyrant woman, scary, but well, she was quite successful. I gotta give her that. Sometimes supervillains make it, oftentimes. But back to this band, we took a huge detour because
we had to acknowledge.
We had to acknowledge, and also we might have a little bit of procrastination going on with talking about this band because this is rough. Man. This is not, this is for me. You can agree or disagree. I want to hear your opinion after, because I don't think this is not the worst band we've covered. Absolutely not. My level of agony wasn't that far off though.
I probably agree with you, and maybe it's just like we've been doing it for so long where I can say like like this isn't for me. It's not for me, and it's like grating on the soul, but it's like my brain's better at like separating that like this is business in a way.
It is business. You're right. It's in terms of business, I found this one pretty tough to give best, and it wasn't tough for me to give worst to. It was tough for me to give best to, because honestly, I can give it to like 2, but even then I don't enjoy those albums hardly at all. And the one I'm giving best, it's for very specific to me reasons. Things that I appreciated that it did that every album didn't do. Am I going to listen to it again? No. And I will give a little bit of a spoiler. I have a personal favorite that isn't what I'm giving best, that I would prefer to listen to this record over any other one. Am I going to go back to that record? No. I don't like this band. There's nothing really that's going to bring me back here. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate anything about them. I don't think if you put them on for me, I'm not going to get mad, but I'm never going to seek them out.
Same. Also, that's funny that you did. I also separated best and personal.
Look at that. Well, look at that.
That'd be funny if we have the same picks.
That'd be something.
Yeah. So, it's another day. I can't even say another dollar. Another
day.
Another nickel.
Oh, it's going to be a very tough. It's going to be great for the fans. The rest of this year's going to be great for the fans. It's going to be rough for us.
That's how we've made questionable choices, when our audience loves that we are miserable. They love it.
Yeah, they love it.
We don't do it on purpose. That's
No, I really don't want to do it like this. I don't want to do this episode, man. Oh, but we're going to do it anyway. And we have some notes here from our boy, Tom Osman, who digs up some dirt for us. And then I see in his notes, he left a personal note, and this is what his note says. He says, as I was putting together these notes, I thought I might as well listen to the music at the same time. I stuck on the first album. 3 songs on, I found it necessary to turn it off and put on Slow, Deep, and Hard by Typo Negative and Bask in Ill Will. Fair enough. Check it out, it was on Typo Negative. Yeah, I think I might pop that album on after this.
I'm not even gonna say what I put on for palette. That album we were talking about before recording. I put that on for palette cleanser.
In a few weeks, maybe a couple of months, you're gonna see an episode on what he's talking about. You're gonna forget all about this. So put it out of your mind right now.
Also, yeah, we we still got a few tricks up our sleeves.
Indeed. But anyway, he has some notes for us, and one, it's some chunks taken from the Wild Nothing website. Some Pitchfork reviews, which he loves when we look at reviews because we tend to not like reviews.
What did Robert Christgau
Christgau, that stupid fuck. Someone on our Sonic Youth episode, someone left a comment saying, which song was it? Kill Your Idols? It was about him? Or was
I like briefly, and that he like got a kick out of feuding with bands. Like it wasn't just Sonic Youth. I think there was like, I don't know how true it is that like Michael, I've apologized, Gira,
yeah.
Sent him a used condom in the mail.
Oh, dude, I love him even more. I love him even more now. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Check out our interview with Michael Jura and all our Swans episodes. That's fucking rad.
Again, I don't know how
guy. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is. I'm not gonna Google Swans used condom.
You'll find probably a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So grain of salt as well.
I hope it's true. I'm going to continue believing it's true just to make my life a little bit better. So we have some Pitchfork reviews, and then an interview, a Wild Nothing interview with Spin from 2016. So that's what we got to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about the history, a little bit about just pieces here and there. Altogether, we're covering 7 records. So that's 5 albums, all 5 albums, and 2 EPs. We're covering the EPs also. Did we have to do this? No, because actually, I forgot to mention this. Man, this is a long intro, but in Ricky's initial message, he's an upper tier patron, so he can request full episodes. He pays even more than that. He can do whatever the fuck he wants essentially, and he's like, "Can you guys just talk about this one album or maybe these 2 albums?" I said, "Buddy. Baby, we'll do the whole discography for you," not knowing at all what the band sounded like. So this makes it 2 times that Mike fucked us both over. The first time being, what was it? Green on Red. So Green on Red was my fault, and this one is now pretty much my fault too.
I apologize to Wild Nothing fans. I apologize to Jack Tatum, who is also the most British-looking American I've ever seen. But I'm happy to do this for Ricky. I don't want to get into his personal life, but after he shares, I'm happy to do this for Ricky. At the end of the day, I'm thankful for Ricky as a supporter of the pod, and this is 10,000% for him. It's not for anybody else.
Hell yes. So let's fucking get to it. First album came out in 2010. Most recent album came out 2023. And Logic says they are going, or he, because this is the brainchild of Jack Tatum, are going to keep releasing albums. So Tom leaves another note here. He says, "Shout out to Harley Brown of Spin. It took me 3 pages of searching interviews to find a writer who felt it useful to provide some biographical history of Jack Tatum. Yes, I'm in a cunty mood." I don't think he was having a good time looking at the notes for this band. But this is from Spin. It says he first started scribbling songs as a 15-year-old in his hometown of Williamsburg, Virginia. His father, a sculptor who teaches computer animation and plays guitar in a cover band called Exit 231, bought his son a Squire Stratocaster for his 11th birthday, even though Tatum admits he initially wasn't interested. What changed my mind was that I started getting really into pop punk, he admits. One way to be cool was to learn a Green Day song, so that was kind of the impetus for it. Throughout middle and high school, he sketched hundreds of songs that I wouldn't dare show anybody, which he now stashes on an external hard drive. I don't put them on my computer in case my friends go through my iTunes, Tatum says. That's actually pretty endearing.
It is. Also, who was it? I read, it may have been Beyonce, some pop artists, their backup dancer had like new music so they could like practice and learn. And in their car, and someone broke into the car and stole the hard drive. So like, I don't know who would steal, well, probably plenty of people. But still, if you're an artist, you got to protect yourself like that.
Got to protect yourself. Goddamn. This piece says Dustin Pacer, aka Beach Fossils, was one of those friends. The 2 of them met by chance in 2009 at Virginia Tech, which both of their then girlfriends attended. We both had our own musical projects at the time, so we would hang out and talk about music. Pacer tells me over the phone. I got signed to Capture Tracks and was celebrating with him. And then a week later, he called me and was like, hey, man, I just got signed to Capture Tracks. So Capture Tracks is the label. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, all these albums are released on.
You know who else is from Virginia?
Who's
Pusha
that?
T.
What's the difference? What's the difference? The Pusha T?
The
Damn
Pusha
right.
T.
Hell yeah. Tatum was best man at Pacer's wedding. I hope that's how you say his name, Pacer. Pacer's wedding to Katie Garcia, head of boutique label Bayonet Records. They in turn introduced Tatum to his current girlfriend, jewelry maker Dana Budrov. That same night, Tatum finished Wild Nothing's subtly stirring sophomore record, 2012's Nocturne, which he recorded in Georgia post-graduation. So he was like a college kid making all this stuff.
Oh shit! Okay.
Interesting. It says after moving to New York a few months later, he brought it over to the couple's apartment in Brooklyn's Greenpoint neighborhood for a listening session. Budrov also happened to be there. Dustin told Jack that I thought he was cute. She tells me in a separate phone call, which I never said. And then Katie said, Jack's cool. You should hang out. It was sort of a setup. A couple of tentative Facebook messages led to their first date, and now they've been together for four years. I don't fucking care how he met his girlfriend. What the fuck did I just read?
We don't need that. I don't know. Whatever.
It's sweet. It's
Sure.
sweet. I don't give a fuck, but it is sweet. Good for him.
I guess, yeah, if you're a fan, you have lore.
That's just in the fucking, let's talk about the records now. You ready?
Yeah, I want to talk about,
All right. All right, here we go. This is I'm so into 1990 mode because that's almost everything we cover. This is 2010s. Might as well be the future. 2010s Gemini. So this has a fade in. Many albums fade in the opener. I don't know why I'm mentioning that now. I'm probably just trying to kill space while the song fades in.
You're like a high school student who's trying to hit that word.
I'm trying to hit the word minimum. I will say that 15,000 more times than I need to.
And this is fine.
This is fine.
That's fine.
I heard this and I thought, I don't hate this. This is kind of nice. At the same time, my exact same thought at the same time was, oh no, this is going to be every album, isn't it?
Same. And yeah, there's like this like indie pop stuff. It's like they, man, I shouldn't say it. It's like they gentrified shoegaze. Like they took.
You can't gentrify it from already whites, dude.
I know. It's like they took all the cool things about shoegaze and just boiled it down to like soft rock. That's what I meant by it.
I don't disagree. Yeah. I don't completely agree, but I don't disagree. So we have a lot to talk about, so we're not going to listen to too much more. Mm-hmm. So I don't disagree with that because it is definitely like, oh, we're going to take the cool textures
nice
of
of
shoegaze, but we're just going to put it onto kind of like indie rock. A lot of shoegaze did do that though, if I'm not mistaken. Even like the good stuff.
Yeah, like Maisie Star. I think a Maisie Star of like a song, a shoegaze song you can show normal people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the whole world I haven't dived into. Only My Bloody Valentine is my only. Let's check out our episode. That's the only real shoegaze I've listened to at this point in my life.
Would you say you've slow dived into?
I'm slow diving into it. Very good. Yes. But yeah, first album. What do you think?
This is fine.
Well, yeah, I get it. It's fine. I would say not good. I mean, I was already having like a rough time.
In the scheme of things, if I was ranking the albums, which I won't do because I don't have to, I would listen to this one over others for sure.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with that. I would definitely listen to this one over others. I liked it. To be honest, I liked most of these albums more on second listen, but it doesn't mean I loved them. So this one, out of everything here, I'm okay with like 3 songs. Okay. Really, it's that opener, Living Dreams, which is nice. The follow-up, Summer Holiday, I think is also fine. And then Oh Lilac, I don't mind that one. Everything else, I'm not going to have a whole lot of great things to say.
Um, yeah, I wouldn't say like there's anything in particular I love about this album. It's definitely like I'm sure there are fans who like some songs over others, but for me it's more like it is like an album where like the whole thing kind of makes it for me, especially like knowing the whole discography. Even before I read that they did the Kate Bush cover, so I forget which one they covered. I like noted that Drifter does have like running up that hill vibes. There's also like a lot of blending of like some of the Cure's more like poppy stuff going on here. And that is like a style they would like. They're kind of touch and go on that. Like it can be. So they covered Kate Bush's Cloud Busting.
That's right. It's not. It's not on. We're not covering it today, right? It's not on any of these albums.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't hear that.
Bustin' probably makes them feel good. So
Finally,
yeah,
we can agree on something.
Yeah, this is very much like worship to that like Kate Bush, Cure 80s era. You get a lot of that production and throughout the discography as well. Playing with a lot of like ethereal sounds. But you know, once in a while you'll get a song like Board Games where, you know, there's like 80s lasers in there and it's kind of flirting with almost being like an 80s club song, but you know, he's always got the like subdued, almost like monotone vocals. So nothing actually gets too rowdy.
Very little gets rowdy. Board Games, hate it.
It was the lasers, wasn't it?
It wasn't not the lasers. I'll say that. But, so you said you said the Cure, you said Kate Bush, a lot of 80s stuff for sure. I'm surprised you didn't say it, and the thing that kept ringing in my ears to a painful degree, the Smiths. I mean, this is
for sure. It's
like so much. So at this point, I find this. It's like, so all this has been done. Everything about this whole album has been done. It's been done decades before this too. It's like it's not like this saying this has been done isn't even like it's almost not even critical. It's like, well, duh. You listen to this, duh. But what made me more worried, and which made me really not enjoy this, is it just felt like straight up regurgitation and genre music. And that's the thing that my ultimate takeaway and why I don't enjoy this band is it's not that I have a huge problem with synthwave, dream pop, whatever the fuck indie. Like I really, the more I think about it, the older I get, the more I stop and look at it. I don't really I don't like genres. Obviously labeling, when you listen to as much crazy music as we do, labeling in genres is already difficult and annoying, but I don't listen to a band because they play a genre I like. Like I don't listen to the GS Lizard because they're noise rock. I listen to GS Lizard because the GS Lizard makes cool songs and they're a good songwriters and they're an interesting band. Whereas I hear a band like this and I think, oh, they're playing indie music, dream pop, synthy stuff for people that want to relax and listen to that kind of music. Because the songwriting is just not there for me. Nothing about this grabs me. Nothing about this will ever stay in my head. There's nothing really catchy about this. It all feels nice. It's all very inoffensive, but it's also all been done. This is one of the safest discographies I've ever heard. And that is more offensive to me than even really some of the most dog shit things we've covered in the past. I mean, at least some of the stuff that I hated that we've covered, it's like, I hate Coco Rosie, but at least they sound like their own band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna, as a sludge metal fan, or stoner metal fan too, I get it. Like, I agree with your statement that better songwriting is more appealing to me than any genre. But I think as humans, we definitely develop our taste and our preferences, and I imagine there's fucking people in Brooklyn and fucking Silver Lake who like indie chill wave, indie pop, whatever, the way I like Weed Eater or something. So
exactly that. So that's a perfect example where we've talked about in the past how like you're a sucker for stoner metal and stuff, and whereas I'm a little bit more critical of it, I still enjoy some stuff. I still love the album Dope Smoker, for example. That's not an easy album to like. I still like that. So, and it also, just to show that I'm not as full of shit as I seem, the inverse is true. I've gone on record an annoying amount of times about how much I hate reggae. I don't hate reggae because of the sounds of reggae. I hate reggae because all the fucking songs are written the same way. What do I love? I love I and I Survive by Bad Brains, a reggae song that's a beautifully written song that would be a great song no matter how you played it. That's what I'm interested in. So when I say I hate a genre, it's because nothing in that genre has shown me anything.
Yeah, we haven't talked about reggae in a while, and this is so random. There's a handful of things that aren't Bob Marley that I definitely enjoy, and the way reggae discographies are, there's, even if I was here another 5 years, there's just no way to really tackle that realistically. But I get where you're coming from. I definitely think like a Lee Scratch Perry is more interesting than like a Bob Marley, and Bob Marley's like Johnny Cash, where like people will say, "Oh, I don't listen to country, but I listen." Like it almost doesn't count. But that's totally different.
Totally different, but similar in the sense that this is very much a band that plays a genre, and it's going to do so for like out of these 7 records, like 6 out of these 7 records, it's going to stick to like one genre, and it's this. There'll be a little variation in there, but it's not going to go very far.
Yes, I did kind of notice these shifts, these slight cosmic shifts.
Yeah, there's some slight cosmic shifts for sure. Are there any other highlights for you on this album? If any? I know you said that they all kind of, it's more of the album. It's not so much anything that stood out.
Yeah, I guess board games for me. I did like the on Pessimists, instead of like a traditional drum snare sound, it's almost like chains. Like you took chains and dropped them on the floor, like in Johnny Cash's "God's Gonna Cut You Down." That's an awful song to compare it to, but I thought that was cool. And then I guess I'll give it up for Drifter. You're talking about some of the sounds here. The production on most of these albums is quite good. It gets better as it goes along, gets more expensive as it goes along. You can hear it, but the production is strong. There's a lot of different textures, a lot of different sounds. He's not what's the word? He's not really. He does experiment. He experiments in ways that maybe I don't find that interesting, but he does experiment with sounds, and he doesn't repeat himself so much with like textural stuff. So I will give him that for sure. He's definitely trying different things within the genre.
Yes.
It doesn't, I'm not the audience, but I agree with you. Like he does seem like a very like aware musician. He's not just like, oh well, it's time to make another album and kind of just like sleepwalking through it, except for what I end up giving worse to. That one I would say
there's the thing. Like I have one that I think is for sure worst, but I agree with that. He's a little bit more aware when it comes to certain things within the genre, but I think the main problem with this, and I don't even have to limit to this band. I could say it about probably many others, where as soon as I learned like more than halfway through listening to all these albums that it was just one guy recording all these by himself for the most part. There's people coming in with certain textures and maybe a drum stuff or whatever, saxophone, but for the most part he's writing and recording all this stuff by himself. As soon as I learned that, it all clicked. Like, oh. So this is, and I'm not bashing people who do that. I'm one of those who writes and records by myself for the most part. Like I admire that. I appreciate that, and I obviously relate to that. It's more that if you're not a weirdo who's really self-critical in trying to experiment and try something new. I'm not even saying that I'm like that. I don't even know if I'm like that yet. But if someone's not like constantly constantly pushing, like really pushing, and or they don't have someone else that they're working with pushing back, saying, let's try something else, then you're going to get a bunch of albums that sound the same. And it's not even that they'll be bad albums. It's just they're going to sound the same. And we get a lot of albums here that sound the same.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like he works with producers, though. So
they producers, but are they giving songwriting input, or are they just engineering for him? I don't know.
Who knows? But it doesn't, like, if it was produced all by him, then I would. But yeah, it looks like there's some, I don't know, some back and forth rather than none. Maybe,
because there are producers that are very hands off, but we're not going to be diving into psychology so much of this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to the first EP we're talking about. This came out, I believe, a few months later, same year. So let's do that now. This is 2010's the Golden Haze EP. Another fade in.
And yeah, once it like full volume, like it already sounds slightly more expensive than the previous album.
Yeah. It comes in sounding identical to everything off the last album, for sure. But it is pretty.
And if a double decker ball. I don't remember
what is that.
What's the Smiths? There's a light. The one about dying by a double-decker bus. You know.
Oh, I don't remember it by name, but
yeah, that one. It also, like, not that it's like a bad or a good thing, but it felt like on the last album he was like, there's almost like these wall of sounds that he could hide behind, and things sound a little more like crisp and direct here.
Yeah, his vocals are definitely more clear. So yeah, we're not really. We get it. We know what this is. We know what that is. Yeah, we're not missing much by lowering it. And yeah, I mean, hearing this after the last one, it's like it's the same shit. However, I'm giving this personal favorite. I mean,
oh wow, okay.
And it's not because I like it that much. It's because one, it's short. And also, I think out of all the records, because I have such problems with most of them, it's the one that has the best flow and the most consistency.
Interesting.
I don't like two songs on here.
That's like half the album.
Yeah. No, there's or 4 EP. Songs that I'm okay with. Yeah. All right. I don't like Quiet Hours. I kind of hate it. And then I'm not Asleep. I don't hate it. I was okay. I was better on it on second listen also. It's not my favorite, but it's sort of in the middle.
So Quiet Hours starts the trend of like not quite, it's not even close to reggae, but I don't want people to misconstrue when I say like tropical, breezy, island vibes.
Yes.
This is the first time we hear that. It won't be the last. I think Your Rabbit Feet is up at this very early point my favorite song so far. The vocals are slightly whinier than others, but I do think the echoey effects on the vocals and the use of feedback, it's the closest thing to like a proper shoegaze song, I think.
Yeah, it is quite shoegazy. It does feel the most convincing in that area. I don't mind that one. Also, I think it's one of the better ones for sure. It's a fun song. I was actually more critical of that one on first listen also, but second listen won me over. And then Take Me In has a pretty interesting main riff. And it's also a little bit more raw. So most of these, like even the ones that I like like more than the others, the feel, you got to imagine everyone just heard a little bit of the opening track. You got to imagine they all feel like that because they all feel like that. And that's for most albums. It's not going to venture any. It's not that there's too many sad, sappy songs. It's not even that. It's that they're all that type of sad. There's a lot of different versions of sad. There's a whole fucking plethora of types of sad, different ways you can convey a gloomy emotion in music. He does the one all the time. It's the fucking indie one. And it's just like, okay, dude, we get it. You're playing indie. Can we do something feel? Now, use all the synths. Use all the tropical plucky guitars and key sounds or whatever the fuck. Do the electronic drums. Do it all. Can you change the way the mood feels? It's not about the genre. It's about the writing. And that's why I get so like frustrated listening to this.
Listening to you rant about that. It does make me think of like how a vocalist can like make or break a band. And circling back to The Cure, like Robert Smith has his style of singing, because I would argue a lot of Cure songs sound like this, but because he has his brand of singing and perhaps some more peaks and valleys with where he goes, it makes it like unique. It makes it a Cure song where this is that very, it's almost like you have the term death metal syndrome. This is like indie pop vocal syndrome, where it's like the one thing.
It's the one thing. I have a question though. If we didn't have The Cure, we had everyone else, we didn't have The Cure, and The Cure formed today, would it stand out as much? I think for his vocal style, that would be okay, but it wouldn't be enough. I think the songs would have to do it. The songwriting, because The Cure has some fucking great goddamn albums. The songwriting would have to. It wouldn't be the style in his voice alone that could do it. I think if these songs were better written, it would have a better shot, even with the vocals.
I agree, and it wasn't to say like, oh, those. It was a weird comparison. I just did the comparison to kind of put like, hey, maybe if, I don't know, like the guy from Future Islands, like if he was doing his weird, like singing over this, maybe that would do it for me.
That would do it for me? That would do a lot though. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I think Future Islands is actually a better comparison. Perfect example. Yeah. Because even then, like, he does his weird inflections and growls live. But for me, when I listen to the albums, I'm like, I feel like you guys are missing something. Like, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they still have like good songs, but it doesn't hit the same way. Also, man, that singer's like, he raps, he does country music. He does it all.
Oh, that's goddamn. It's a master of all right there. That is not a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
That dude rules.
So yeah, I should have compared it to Future Islands.
Well, we got there. As long as we got there. So yeah, even though so I'm like ragging on it because it all feels the same. That's also not that bad in plenty of context. I've cited to death, Rain and Blood, one of the greatest, probably the greatest thrash metal album ever. Every song feels fucking identical. It's a great album. It's also barely a half hour long. Perfect. This super short. There we go. I'm way more forgiving of this because it's short. It does one thing. If you'd show me this and that's it, I'd be like, all right, that's fine, man. I would be worried that all the albums sound like that. But if this was one record that was just this, and then the next record was something completely different, I would think this is a fucking solid little EP. I had to really focus and be like, okay, getting out of the context of every other record, I do enjoy this one a little bit more than the rest.
This was one of those ones where I kind of had my choices. And then as soon as I finished the last album, like, it was all clear to me. I was like Neo when he like sees the code.
Yeah. I'm curious of what you're going to give best to, because my best, I'm not going to defend it to the death. I'll tell you that for damn sure. But I have reasons, flimsy reasons, but we'll get to it. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is the follow-up, and I can't find it on my phone because I put them in the wrong order because I screwed up. But I'm back on track. This is 2012's Nocturne. Another, that's right, fade in.
Another one.
That's 3 in a row. I wonder how many of these albums we're going to get fade-ins. Although this one isn't the same kind of fade-in. I'll cut it some slack.
Also, this is a little more upbeat than the previous openers.
It's still a sad, indie, sappy kind of thing, but it's got more pep in its step.
Everything is sad. But yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think at the very end... Go ahead.
The album's called Nocturne, so...
Fair enough. Yeah. We get some happier things at the very end a little bit, but we're not there yet. So, I mean, identical, right? I mean, it's basically identical.
Yeah, there's differences I noticed because I listened to the whole discography, but...
There are differences, but on casual listens, a cursory glance,
yes.
It's like, they're doing pretty much the same thing. Different melodies, but it feels the same. And the energy's the same.
Also, you don't have to wait long to find out what I give best to, because I'm giving best to this one.
Okay. So, like many other albums, I think it's not good, but tell me why you think it's best.
So, obviously, I don't love anything here, but, like, I still think there's still a charm, if you will. It's still rooted in a form of rock music and 80s production that I like here. So I think it is the most consistent for me. And I think it's like his strongest for an album. I'll get into something else, but a bit of a spoiler, I think the next 3 albums are streaky at best.
Streaky at best. I
like here. It's like he's gotten really good at the indie pop, dream pop genre. Like,
right.
You could probably do a million. There's probably a million of these bands. I'm willing to venture that in the scheme of things, this is probably like among some of the, like, if you like this genre, this is some of the best you could do.
I didn't even put, of course I noticed it in my, like when I'm my documenting and stuff, but I didn't from a wide perspective, didn't realize like, oh yeah, after this is where it's not quite as obviously the Smiths, the Cure, that, you know, that 80s style of like post-punk, I guess what they call it, post-punk revival. I guess that's what they call it also. It's not really that as much. Songs still feel like that, but there's way more other things thrown in there. There's a little bit more 80s-ness as a whole thrown in there. But this is kind of like, yeah, the culmination of that original style that we've had since the beginning.
Yes. That opening song was Shadow, right? Like, eventually at like 140, he does bring in these strings that gives it a different vibe. He will use strings again, but yeah, and then like Midnight Song, I think those are some cool drum beats, which is not something I'm going to say a lot in this episode because it's not really a drum band. I do like his guitar playing on the title track too. I think that is some of his strongest in his whole discography, actually.
It's funny you said that because I felt the first thing I thought was like, oh, it's very much the Edge from U2 kind of thing with the delayed stuff.
I did actually think about that because I do not like U2. I don't like the Edge. I think the difference here is, and maybe I'm just a hater of of the Edge.
Not a huge fan. I'm not a huge Edge fan.
I am an Edge head for Adam Copeland, but not
indeed the wrestler. He's pretty sick.
But I don't know. I get the vibe that if you took Wild Nothing's pedals away from him, he wouldn't be like flailing in the water. He'd still be able to write a comprehensive song. Where
unlike The Edge, you mean?
Yes, I've watched that fucking documentary. I forget what it's called, but it's for some reason it's The Edge, Jimmy Page, and Jack White. One of these things is not like the other, and they have a jam session, and Page and White have this great like back and forth where it's like, oh, you're playing this, and like they don't have to speak. They like speak the language of music, as corny as that sounds.
Yeah.
And they show the Edge, and he has this look on his face like he's trying to crack the most complicated safe in the world. Like he cannot like comprehend what they're doing. And maybe I'm reading way too much into that scene, and maybe it's editing that made him look like that.
Could be. That's
just a really long way of saying I kind of don't get that vibe from Jack Tatum, which is, you know, and an episode where I may not say a lot of things is pretty flattering, I think.
Yeah, that's actually pretty kind, because I'm not going to start shitting on the guy's guitar, but I don't think he's a bad guitar player at all. And I'm not like offended by anything he's done. There's actually some pretty solid guitar lines at various points on these, but I was way more warmed up to Shadow and Midnight Song on second listen, and there's other stuff here that's decent too. That some stuff that's actually like, you know, I almost like that. Like that's kind of good. Through the Grass is one of my favorite songs of theirs.
I was gonna say that Through the Grass definitely a highlight. For me personally, the back half isn't as strong, but you know, I'm just kind of working with what I got here.
There is some roughness. Yeah. And the back half really, really, the only thing I'm okay with is the closer. Feel You Now. Actually, no, it's not even the closer. I forgot it's a bonus track. So the back half,
the last minute on Feel You Now.
Dude,
I wish that was the whole song. That was the whole song.
So this is a really confusing thing. So Feel You Now is a bonus track. The album originally ends with Rhea, which I think is a very kind of forgettable closer, in my opinion. But Feel You Now comes on, and it's this bonus track that has these big fuzzy synths, which at this point with the band, he wasn't doing that too much. It's like, oh, that's actually that's not a bad hook. It's kind of one of the better hooks. And then even the harmonized vocals in the verse, like those are, he doesn't do a whole bunch of very obviously harmonized vocals. Sometimes there'll be harmonies, but they'll be a little bit more ethereal and drowned. This is more like an obvious vocal harmony. It's like, that's kind of nice. And then that final minute, like you're talking about, it's oddly funky with big fat fuzzy synths, and it's like, that's actually fun. That's like the first fun song in the whole discography.
I don't agree with that, because I do think where was it? Paradise kind of brings in these these funky guitars in there.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm not a fan of the song, but I know what you're saying. Yes.
And there is like that. I'm gonna guess you don't like that, like almost trippy, where it's more like white noise. It's not white noise, but it is more like a dicking around.
There's a big it's like a giant chunk in the middle where it goes into this ambient moodiness, where there's swirling sounds. I'm fine with that if it weren't so goddamn long, and it just feels kind of shoehorned in for such a lengthy chunk of song.
And then I guess whatever, thumbs up for the Blue Dress.
All right.
Yeah, again, I think at the end of the day, I like his guitar playing the most on. I actually like it on something else, but in terms of like start to finish album, I think this is his best album.
Fair enough. I will say that I did enjoy it more than the others, because maybe not so much the EP before this, because I'm partial to it, but more than the debut, because man, it's got a couple like genuinely salvageable tracks, which I couldn't say so much about Gemini. But
and it could be due to the production too, where like, oh, you're bringing in these like neat songs where it kind of lets these songs stand apart from others.
Yeah, you can bring out more stuff. You can showcase a little bit more. Little melodies might grab you more so, where maybe they were a bit buried before. But this review. Pitchfork or the nice folks who like to lowball things, right? Well, fear not, Alex, because they love Wild Nothing.
But you just get like a 7?
8.3.
Oh, that's like a 50. That's like on a normal person's 9 out of 10. That's like a 15 for Pitchfork.
Guess what Gemini got?
9. I don't know.
I understand. I understand.
It's a chaotic publication. I don't.
Yeah. I understand your logic going 9, but they gave the first album an 8.2.
Okay,
and
just really splitting hairs with the point.
So this is, let's see how much, and they're both reviewed by the same guy, Ian Cohen. So obviously he's a fan. Let's see what old Ian says. He says, if there's oh God,
dude,
I read 3 words and like, oh fuck this guy.
I want to know if Pitchfork makes their writers write like this, or is this like, is this something people like aspire to write like they've read these Pitchfork reviews and they go, yes, that's what I want to write reviews like.
It's so funny. I hope not, because I see stuff like this and I get nauseous.
They all kind of have the same voice. Like there is this very like specific Pitchfork review tone. So,
and here is that tone now. It says, if there's a Heather in your life, that song might be the centerpiece of your next mix, or you might just listen to it hoping you'll meet a Heather, in which case Wild Nothing is invested in the concept of a wish fulfillment. This is called dream pop for a reason, and there's no logic for what drives adults to lie out on the grass staring at the sun for hours or write songs about girls with fantastical names like Rhea. Nocturne gives a voice to those feelings, and damn if it isn't lovely to listen to. Fuck this guy. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, but like they all write like that. So yeah, and man, yeah, I don't know. I already feel Pitchfork reviews are a different beast, but yeah. I do not like that publication. I do not like the reviews.
Yeah, good. I'm good for Wild Nothing for getting some props in this from them. But I mean,
7 like 7 from Pitchfork is like a 10. 8 is like 50. Yeah, and then crazy. If you score like a perfect score, it's probably the most obnoxious album ever.
Yeah. I mean, that's the nature of music critics. It's gross. I mean, that's why we're just two doofuses talking about bands like, well, all the crap that we like. But
I like that fat guy on MTV too. Not the original bald fat guy. What was shit? This
I don't know.
Me. Shit. But there was like a newer fat guy, and I forget both their names, but the newer fat guy was amazing because like he was just a metalhead. He like clearly hated stuff, but the stuff he was like enthusiastic about, he like loved, and he loved like interviewing rappers too. And like that guy was great. Like that is, ironically, I don't know his name, but that guy was like one of my favorite music reviewers / VJs.
Really, anybody who doesn't write as though their opinion matters. I want you to think you don't matter, because we don't think we matter. No one matters. I'm getting weird now, but yeah, good for him. I'm not angry at anybody who likes this band. I wish the best for this guy and this band. I don't want him to get hurt physically. I don't want any of those things. I just don't want to hear it again.
Doesn't matter in the context of this episode, but I remember the names. New fat guy, Ian Robinson. I don't know what he's doing now, but I hope he's doing well. Older fat guy, Matt Pinfield.
I know that name. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Because Ian Robinson, less known, but you know,
more remembered in Alex's heart. That's for sure.
Because that was like when I was coming.
Hell yeah! But you ready for the next one?
Oh, I'm so ready.
This is the second and final EP we're talking about today. This is 2013's Empty Estate. No fade in.
No fade in.
Look at that.
Also, for a band that is so firmly planted in 80s sounds, there's been like dabblings with synths. This feels like a very synth driven song.
The most upfront in the mix type of thing. Also,
Yes.
no, I'll let it play. So it's a bit more light. It's not quite as the same sappy indie as we've had for 3 records straight.
For sure.
Tell me what you think of me,
So this, what is this? Some kind of love, some kind of hate. It's just some kind of hate from the Misfits.
Second song we've thrown other vocalists over.
Yeah. So that is
And
the
you and
first
me-
step in a new direction, sort of.
And you and me were the same, but we're so different because I'm giving this one personal favorite
Interesting. We both went with EPs, but you went with this one. Why this one?
because
I hate
it has
this EP. Why do you like this one?
this has my favorite song, and also it felt weird giving best to an EP. This
I felt
has
the
my
same.
favorite song. I think Oceans Repeating is the greatest thing he's ever written.
You know what? That's a good fucking song. I'm going to give that to you as well. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it's a damn near math riff. I don't know how this song got made or created, but I think it's cool as fuck. I'm
You know
not
what?
I'm not his core audience though.
Here's the thing. We haven't done this in a while because we jam packed this episode so much. I'm putting on a little bit of that song because we don't have final song anymore, and also
yeah.
just to show that we don't like this band, but this is the kind of things that he does where we're like, oh yeah, cool, for sure, do that, and it's a little something like this.
Fuck, that's fucking cool.
It's a great riff, great guitar line. So it combines the dream, the dream pop synthy stuff, even the melancholy and the sadness, but it does it in a way that's a little bit darker with a creative, interesting guitar hook. Simple as that.
Hell yeah.
It's just something that feels different.
And yeah, it's not even the whole song. That's this, and then he gets to the thing he's known for, and that's enough for me. I can, recognize his game there. And then Ride, he's kind of cooking on this EP. I think Ride is also very strong.
I as much as I have problems with every song in this EP except for Ocean Repeating, Ride does have some nice vocal harmonies.
I bet you're not a huge fan of On Guyot or whatever.
Guyot. No, I'm not. it's a 1 minute long interlude that's for some reason 6 minutes.
Yes, it's very like free flowing without actually like, I wouldn't call it like, we have these like ambient noise tracks as we've covered hundreds of bands, thousands of songs.
Yes.
But like, it's like right on the fence there for me where I wouldn't call it white noise, but it's not quite like a fleshed out song.
Yes.
And then Data World, not as strong as the others, but there were some keyboards in there where it made me think of Noi a little bit. So
one moment, I'm not sure if it's the same part you're talking about, but the what is it? The false ending. The false ending, and it goes into that weird electronic warped section.
Yeah,
that's a cool little part. That's like I was like, oh, that's a fun little section, and that kind of bleeds into a dancing shell. It's almost like an intro for the dancing shell. But that little section there, those are cool sounds.
Also, dancing shell might be because I think this is the first time we get saxophone, but it will come up again. Probably my favorite use of saxophone in there's other songs where I do not like the saxophone, but I think it adds to a dancing shell. And then the closer, Hachiko.
Yeah, something like
It's just like light noodling, easy listening noodling.
So it is definitely minimal and moody and stuff. That song in particular kind of irked me because of how seriously you could feel he's taking himself. You can get that sort of impression on you could probably take a stab on any album and you'll find something that kind of gives that impression. But there, it's like at this point, we're how many records in? 5 records in, or sorry, 4 records in, and there not only has there been very minimal evolution, but there's also been, like, if you look at some of the song titles and listen to some of the lyrics, they're not like the most. I'm not going to say interesting. It's not that they're, because you can have plenty of songs that aren't lyrically aren't interesting. I don't really give a fuck about that so much. It feels sincere, honest, but very surface level. Like these are all things that are all. And I'm going to say this as a pejorative, even though it's actually not a bad thing. They're too relatable. The songs are too relatable. They're too. Any old person can go through this. This is everyone's been through this thing, which is a good thing. It's probably has a reason a lot of people resonate with this music. It's a great thing to cultivate like a connection with your fans. It's actually an objectively good thing. I find it to be annoying because it's so obvious. I just happen. I'm an absolute prick. I don't even like me right now. Hearing me talk, I don't like anything I'm saying, but I believe it. Like, this is just how I feel. Like, I was just hoping for something a little bit more almost personal and like vulnerable, I would say.
I'm amazed you noticed the lyrics because usually that's like my department, and with this band I was like, I don't think I need to pay attention to them.
It wasn't that I was sitting down reading the lyrics. It was mostly like, it sounds like such a fucking diss, and I sound like such an asshole, but like song titles like The Blue Dress, where it's like, I bet that feels super heavy, right? But it's so obvious that you think it feels super heavy that it's like, it just rubs me the wrong way. I just don't like it. I just don't fucking like it. I'm talking about the song. I don't like the song Blue Dress so much, but I mean more about the sentiment behind like the theme, I guess.
I'm gonna sit this one out because I did not make notes on the lyrics.
How about you play it safe and say, Mike, you're wrong. I was totally on board with it. You have no idea what you're talking about. Play it safe, dude.
There's not enough people. More people need to say, I am not well informed in this area. I don't have an opinion. You know how much better the world would be if that,
You know how much better this episode would be if I just came in saying, I have no opinion of this band, Alex. I listen to every album, yes. But I have not formulated my own thoughts on it.
Well, see, that's what I'm like. You've listened to enough to have an opinion, but in the realm of art, you can focus on different things, whether it be music, film, I'm sure even paintings. And you decided to isolate vocals and lyrics, and I did not do that. So, and I will be the first to admit right now, I take it all back. I have no opinion on anything I just said. So Alex's personal favorite, admittedly, some impressive highlights, a step forward, a little bit of a different direction, not a huge one, but definitely a little bit of some changes there. I hate this EP, yes, except for that one song for sure. But God damn it, we keep moving, we keep going, we continue. Dude, yeah, Oceans Repeating and Ride was enough for me.
Indeed. So, you ready for the next full album?
Oh boy, am I.
Oh yes. This is one of the albums that Ricky originally wanted us to talk about. This is
Ricky.
2016's Life of Paz. And a fade-in. Another fade-in. Is that 4 to 5 now?
It's up there. Just have the Misfits stuck in my head now.
Hell yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. finally starts, it will be a nice change. There's another new member of the family here, of the Wild Nothing family.
What was it? Bullet, where he was singing about
Masturbate,
Jack, masturbate. Yeah,
we said that right over the beautiful marimbas.
I knew what I was doing.
So look at marimbas now.
Dude, these marimbas go on for a while.
They go on a while. For sure. They go on too long. For sure, too long. But they're cool. This is pretty.
It's
cool.
also the illusion of going on too long because you have like the fade in, so you're like waiting.
It's
where
lengthy.
if you just drop the marimbas on us,
That'd be one hell of a way to start an album.
disservice to the marimbas, I guess is what I'm getting at.
I heard this and I thought, okay, all right, not bad. And it's not even. These are cool little melodies there too. Is he playing marimbas too? He might be.
Eventually, this sounds like too much like the Police. Here we go. This sounds like
He's not playing the marimba, by the way. It's someone else. Someone named John Erickson, whose name sounds familiar.
so. Yeah, this is too much like the Police for me.
I didn't think Police, but you're right. And also, yeah, I don't love this. I was a lot warmer. I was a lot warmer on it on second listen.
It's.
I really hate the vocals now at this point.
He's not quite there yet, but it's like really close and really flirting with like those pop rock bands, like whoever did like I think it was called "Walking on the Sun" or some bullshit like, or is that a Police song?
Be walking on the sun.
No, yeah,
that
that's
one. Yeah, for sure.
No,
I know the song, Alex. I'm very familiar.
You're right. No, if he sounded like Smash Mouth.
It's funny. Yeah, I didn't even think about the Police, but it is very policey. It's a little bit more poppy and jungly, but for sure, policey.
I apologize to Smash Mouth, who's a better band. I was thinking of "Walking on a Dream" by Emperor of the Sun. It's fucking too close. Too close to that.
I wouldn't be able to recall that by name.
Yeah, no. If you heard it, you would be like, "I've heard this in supermarkets. I've heard it in commercials.
Okay, yeah,
I've heard it. Yeah,
ubiquitous songs."
yes.
So this album, I appreciated that it was a step forward. It's more along the line, like if we didn't hear the EP, it would probably feel like a bigger step forward. It's still very much a continuing where the EP started, the Empty Estate EP. And it has some good stuff here. I'm actually better on this album. I almost gave this best, but I also didn't almost give it best. I was sort of like kind of set on what I was going to give best. But I could see why this would be someone's best if they were a fan of this band.
I'm sorry, Ricky. This started to lose me. Like this was in contention for worse for me.
Really?
I was not having a good time with this album.
Why?
I think it's too close to pop now.
Okay, I know where you're at then. I know exactly where you're at. Yeah.
Not pop music that I enjoy, which is probably few and far between. And then you were talking shit about Lady in Blue. Like, man, those.
Oh, I was talking shit about. Actually, no, I said the
Lady
Blue Dress. What is it?
I guess he's got lots of songs about being blue.
Blue and lady. Yeah, the blue. Yeah. I was talking about the blue dress and the song title, but I could have just as easy. I was probably honestly thinking of Lady Blue. Like, yeah, fair enough.
Dude, those. I know they're not Casio keyboards. I just call them Casio keyboards. Bad. I don't like that song.
Oh.
It's also like the first time where I felt like his songs were like long in tooth. Like, I don't think these songs need to be as long as they are.
This album in particular, I do feel is long.
I think it's his longest album.
It feels like it.
10 minutes. It's to a normal person, it's not long, but
it does feel long though. I'm okay with this album. I actually like Lady Blue. I mean, I wouldn't. Okay, I'm not gonna say like. I'm not gonna use that word anymore. But I'm fine with it. I wasn't at first. Second listen, I kind of warmed up to it. I find the textures to be okay. You say they're Casio keyboards, fine, fair enough. I get it. But I don't mind the saxes on there. There's even more saxes on this album than there were on the EP. So a couple things that I took note that I do and kind of enjoy here. Japanese Alice has a tiny itsy bitsy bit of dirt on it compared to what we usually get. And I'm like, all right, any dirt here is fine by me.
I think that I don't really particularly like anything on here, but I think that song brings some much needed energy into it. I also think when I start like writing like little quippy jokes, that's like not a good sign for me, because I was like, why isn't she just Alice? Did you write a song about White Alice already?
Might have. Maybe you call her Blue Alice. Who knows?
But, you blew yourself. Sorry.
You know what? Even Japanese Alice I'm only okay. Like I like the little bit of dirt that they have on like I think it might have been the verse parts of it, because the chorus is so wimpy. It's very much like the other stuff. But there's other stuff that's I find a little bit more confusing, like the title track, which I legitimately enjoy and hate parts of that song. Like it's such a mixed bag that I'm working way too hard to enjoy the song. Like there's parts of it that I like, but there's also parts that I genuinely hate. So it's just too much. I just like, all right, fuck it, skip. Like, I don't skip it, but you know what I mean.
I feel like the title track in particular, where like the other songs I may not like, but it's funny that it's called Life of Pause, because I'm like, I feel like you're kind of this sleepwalking through that title track. I don't feel the same things I felt on other songs.
That's interesting, because I do sense a lot more variation here relative to this band, because you get stuff like the opener, which is this really big bouncy thing with marimbas, and then you also get A Woman's Wisdom, which I don't like the song. I don't hate the song, but I'd be lying if I said I liked it. But it has like these Elton John kind of pianos. There's it has like, it's like an unusual solo section with these Elton John pianos. It's a very cool section, and there's like this little weird synth line in the verse that's a little bit off and kind of kooky, and it's like, oh, that's an interesting synth line, but it's still a different type of song for them, so I appreciate that. You don't particularly enjoy it. Then there's stuff that I do enjoy more, like Alien, which I had mixed feelings about at first, but eventually, like, you know what? When it picks up and gets a little bit louder, not that bad.
I had a similar reaction. At first, I was like, oh, this is like a boring version of ELO's Time, the album. And then this kind of kept going, and it like won me over. And like once the synths come in, I was like, okay, I can see what you're doing. I will slight thumbs up for this.
The outro is good. The synths in the outro, actually, those are good hooks. Those are good little lines. The other thing that I'll give it up for, like genuinely give it up for, TV Queen.
I just feel like I don't have anything negative or it's another track where it's like, it's just kind of there.
It's that hook. It's that main hook. It recurs with the song. I think it's an interesting hook. It's
okay.
And that was enough. Like, all right, it's a fun little thing. Other songs like Adore, especially Whenever I just really don't do it for me. And I imagine you're not so big on the closer, Love Underneath My Thumb.
Yes. That song, I will say, because it's kind of the same. So To Know You starts off good. I feel like that had a good thing going for it. There's no reason that song needs to be over 4 minutes long. Where like Under My Thumb is start to finish just egregious how long that song is. There is the only person I want to hear sing about Under Thumbs is Mick Jagger. I don't even really know what the term means, but
usually means that they'll do anything you want them to. They'll do anything you want them to do. I believe.
I knew what it meant. I think I was this like overthinking, because like I think of it in like a mob boss sense. If I heard, oh yeah, but like in the context of love.
In the context of love, baby. Yeah, several things here go on to know you goes on a lifetime too long, but in the end, I was kind of okay with it. It's really not my thing. I get it. It's fine. But it is very long. Love Underneath My Thumb, which, yeah, there's parts of it that I just find it's okay. It's not that bad. I like some of the synth lines. I don't love the vocals so much, but it's fine. I wasn't super offended by it. I think it's probably one of their better closers if I had to pick one. But that's also not picking from a great wealth of closers that I enjoy that much. I don't know. As a whole, I felt like even though it's definitely bloated and there's a lot of stuff that really fucks up the pacing for me and it really takes me out of it, I find this to be pretty diverse relatively, and the textures are well done. The production's good. Stylistically, you can make the argument that this is more advanced than every album before this. I would say that.
I agree with most the things you said. This just falls definitively in like not for me, and I just like can confidently say like, again, I'm not his fucking target audience. Don't fucking listen to me. I think he does the earlier, like, this is like a turning point for sure here. And I just prefer the earlier parts in his career, which sounds weird to say but 2010s, 15 years ago. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds weird to say, but yeah, I like the earlier parts of his career.
Fair enough. And from that, you can kind of gather where this is going, because it's not that I prefer one over the other. It's I was grasping at what I can, what is making me notice something. What is going to actually catch? I'm listening to all these things. I'm waiting for something to be like, oh, cool, interesting. I'm waiting for that moment. And even though I don't like pop, I don't like this brand of pop. I don't like essentially. I would never seek out this kind of music. There are more moments in this kind of era that made me notice and be like, "Oh, that was interesting. That's an interesting little part." Am I going to seek it out? Am I going to say, "Hey, this is definitely better than that shit"? No, more things stood out. That's simple as that. I don't like either one of them.
Fair enough.
And now for the Pitchfork review. This time by someone else, Quinn Moreland. And what do you think this score is? Lower or higher?
Might as well just roll the fucking dice. I'm going to say lower.
Correct. 6.5.
Oh, wow.
This one says, it's probably still going to be written like a douchebag. Life of pauses monotony. All right. Good start.
All right.
Life of pauses monotony is only heightened by its monochromatic songwriting. Fuck this guy. You don't call a song monochromatic. Don't call it monochromatic. Say it stinks. Don't say monochromatic. In a majority of the songs, Tatum asks some sort of question. Can I learn to wait for my life? Will I find a way to make sense of the way that you love me? How can we want love, etc., etc.? Only to conclude during To Know You that there is no answer to the question. All this amorous, existential pondering seems to prevent him from doing anything, from taking a risk, from making a statement that sticks. It doesn't help that these questions are delivered in such an aloof manner that even if they pique interest for a second, they will melt away quickly. It seems like Tatum is living a lyric from Reich Pop. The less you say, the less that you get wrong. It seems like his hang up is all about the fucking lyrics.
That is such a long, blown out way of just saying lyrics are bad. Although I know there's assholes who think we don't elaborate enough, particularly in our early career, but you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
And also, we were trying to fit all these albums, like 10 albums in an hour. We're fucking idiots. There was no way.
This is the opposite end of the spectrum where you're doing too damn much. You're trying to be Pickle Boy and valedictorian.
Can't do it.
You can't do both. And the obvious answer is to pick being Pickle Boy every time.
A simpler way to say what this fucker spent a whole paragraph saying would probably be something like, the vocals seem like he's not quite sure where he's at right now. Something like that. I mean,
Sure.
really, I didn't feel the resonance of the lyrics because I don't know what he's actually trying to say. Something like that. You don't have to go into this whole thing about it being monochromatic. You fucking douchebag. I'm defending this band now because I hate that reviewers so much.
I think whenever we don't like a band, we should just read Pitchfork reviews so we look better.
That's a good ass idea. But we didn't love it. And that's probably not going to be surprising to anybody who's been watching this episode for the past hour and a half. So, you ready to move on?
I'm ready. I'm surprised we've gone on this long.
I am as well. But here we go. This is 2018's Indigo.
I did forget to mention that like 80s Cure production was kind of removed and gone.
Yeah,
from the last album, and it's back now.
it's a bit back here. It was a little bit more cleaned up than the previous. This hit me like a whack in the face, like, oh god, this again. Not so much like, oh, we're back to the Cure production, more of like, oh, it's just the fucking same songs again.
I don't really have a dog in this fight.
I was so defeated when I heard this song.
I was this defeated all week, really.
A tough week.
Yeah.
I would say out of every album, even the openers that I don't care for, this is one of the, I'm not going to say this is the worst, but this is up maybe top 2 worst openers for me. Because of how bland it is. I'm feeling my inner Gordon Ramsay come out. It's bland. There's something so off-putting about this. Worst least favorite for this one. And
All right.
I obviously we've gone, we said about 1,012 times this episode is not our band. Yes, it's not our band. But this is like the one album where like I can say I hate this. Like I really hate this album. Specifically this one.
Again, we have similar thoughts on different things.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I hate this one because we have a podcast called Every Album Ever. We listen to albums, we like albums, we appreciate and love the album format. So when something is wrong cosmically in my brain, that's an oxymoron of a statement. But if there's something I feel is wrong with the pacing, it tends to affect me a little bit deeper than if I just don't like a set of songs. The first 6 songs on this album are fucking rough, man. And despite the fact that I haven't loved any of these albums, we've never gone 6 in a row that were bad, let alone the first 6 of the whole album. It's so much up front that it's like, what am I fucking doing here? So by the time we get to the first moment, which is the closest thing to living, it's the first moment that I hear something in there that's kind of okay. I don't even like the song that much. There's just a moment and they're like, oh, okay, there's a moment that I'm okay with. It takes half of the album to get there.
You're a man who loves his sequencing.
I love my sequencing, dude.
I didn't love that last album. So here, while I do kind of think it's bland and I get what you're saying, I didn't find it as offensive, I guess.
I found the offensiveness, I think, came from the fact that so little is interesting at all. Like there's no hooks here for me. The best thing here for me, honestly, is Dollhouse, which is a fucking interlude. It's a pretty interlude. And it's better than most of the songs. But Closest Thing to Living, it's like, it's okay. It's an okay song. It would, if it was on a better album, it would be a bum song. On this album, it's really the only thing I can stomach. It's just so, what I was saying about the first chunk of albums were like, I've heard this already. We've all heard it. It's the same fucking song. It's that, but way more. It's that, but it feels more fatigued. It's that, but it feels more like even he knows he wrote these songs before, because the previous album was way more diverse stylistically. So now we're going back to the kind of the original style, but there's like no gas in the tank.
Fair. I get what you're saying. The moments of like standout memorable things are probably few and far between. I agree with you that like the closest thing to living is definitely a standout here. It has that like spacey, jazzy, like space noir thing. I always think of like the Blade Runner score when I describe things like that. And then the other thing that I think is worth complimenting is the track Flawed Translation, which I felt more, those two songs I can confidently say I was more engaged with those songs than anything else on the album.
So you at least had a couple moments that you could hold on to, and that kept you going.
I mean, to bolster your point, they're at the very end though. The other stuff, I was just like, this is fine. I will take fine after an album I particularly did not like that was not to my liking. So I will just take kind of okay. Like, I think maybe a song like Partners in Motion, like there's something, I don't know, there's something there, but it's also missing something. It's like these sci-fi synths between like 80s porn guitar, like I'm making it sound weirder than it is, but it's
still a very sexual song. It's weirdly funky and sexual, which is that is a bit of a detour, and it does have some percussive sounds that are a little bit of a new addition. It's a little bit more percussive, but I do hate the song. I do think it's I think it's horrible.
I will say I realize this isn't a quote unquote fun band all the time, although it's not. Yeah, it's not really fun until the back half. Maybe like Through Windows is like it takes a turn for me.
It is snappier. I still hate it, of course, obviously, but it is it is snappier. It is for sure snappier, more energetic, and it has the saxes on there, which I never dislike the saxes so much when I hear them in this band.
I didn't even share what my least favorite sax song is, and we've moved on, so I never will.
Which album was it? Was it the previous album?
Yes, on Whenever those are the most Kenny G ass saxophones ever.
You're right. That is a sensual song. Yeah. I'm glad we managed to squeeze it in. But yeah, and there's also we haven't talked about it in a minute, but like the tropical guitars, they are a prominent part of the band now. They've been here for like the past couple hours. We haven't talked about them specifically, but like songs like Canyon on Fire, very tropical sounding guitars. I think they're guitars anyway. They could just be synth plucks, but you know, whatever. It's all very produced.
That one made me think of like the sounds he's using made me think of Bowie's China Girl. It's just like yeah, very plucky.
And that's not gonna be the last that era of David Bowie. I think we're gonna be referencing pretty soon. But yeah, I hate this album.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But I hate this album. I find it to be dreadfully boring. But that's funny, like noticeably boring and exhausting in a discography that I found to be very unengaging. So that's really I whatever. I don't know how fans feel about any of these albums, but maybe they like it. I don't know.
The Life of Pause definitely made me like pause and reevaluate like what was going on and where he was moving forward, where like, okay, you're doing this like indie dream pop thing. And then like Empty Estate is almost like an anomaly. And then so like Life of Pause did give me pause where I was like, okay, you're going in this direction now. And I think Indigo is on that same, it's weird. It's on the same path, and it does also feel a little bit like a course correction because Life on Pause, I feel like almost like abandoned that like 80s Cure style stuff. But it is like back here, but it's not gonna be the saving grace of the album either.
No, I wouldn't say so. As for the Pitchfork review we got of this one is by the original guy, Ian Cohen. Now,
Okay.
because it's by the original guy, do you think it is a good or a bad review?
Man, does Pitchfork ever write neutral reviews?
I think
'Cause
they're too busy smelling their own farts. I have no idea.
I think this should get like a neutral review. Like normal people, I think this would be like I don't know. I'm gonna say they gave it like a 6.
Good job, Alex. 6.3.
Boom.
And this is what it says. It's the kind of perfectly listenable and unchallenging album that inspires critics to go on autopilot and rely on non-committal terms like accomplished, ambition, and craft. The kind of language that hides a sense of frustration in grappling with material that doesn't return the favor. Okay.
The first part of that, amazing. I agree with.
Then he started to get creative with his words.
We had a good thing going.
Dude, this is why that annoyed me. Now it's time to fucking review the review because he's talking about, he's trying to be like cheeky, saying like, oh, this kind of music makes critics use words like accomplish and ambition and craft and the kind of, but then proceeds to write a pretentious review in like the remaining sentence was just as pretentious as he was poking fun at. So it's like, it's almost as if like
you played yourself.
If he was like, this is how funny I am, I'm going to talk about how pretentious I am while being pretentious. That's fun. I can't tell because these guys aren't that funny.
It's not a gag at Pitchfork. And he's just, again, doing too much. Like the first part you were reading, I was like, oh, this is, I agree with this actually. And then he just kept going and going and going.
Buddy, it keeps going. And he says,
no, these things are like small. I know, like every review is like an essay practically.
And here's the rest of his essay. Nothing makes the 5th or 10th listen more impactful than the first. A close listen is no more revelatory than hearing it in a crate and barrel. The only time Tatum sounds fully engaged is when he plays his most unexpected role to date. The already over LA native on Canyon on Fire, snickering at the quote, needless palaces, kissing the hillside, take your pick, every dream exactly like the last. I think he's quoting lyrics. That's the thing most people in Los Angeles realize awfully quick. Living the dream is what people say when they're going through another boring day at the office. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What? Just say you were bored like I was. I was bored. There it is. End of review. Next album.
I get what he's trying to do. However, unless Jack had like, and maybe he has, who knows? Did he like move out to LA recently? If he hasn't, it's not fucking relevant to the review.
Maybe he did. I don't know. But
maybe he did. That's not, again, I don't know. I shouldn't be chiming.
Perhaps. But that's the thing. Like, I think this is probably obvious to many people here listening or something, but I mean, these people, they write like over self-important douchebags because if they seem smarter, if they sound smarter, then that means you can trust them more because you can't write like that. You can't use words like that. So you have to trust them. But it really should make you hate them. It should make you hate them because they think they're better than you and they're not better than you. They're just people listening to fucking music.
That is why I hate them. And it's like crazy run-on sentences. Every single one of them. It's like, how is this okay? How was this even... I'm sure someone's gotten to the bottom of it. Like, how was this even approved? How was this like, yes, this is the Pitchfork style of writing and every writer will abide by it. And you have to be snarky and you have to have run-on sentences. And by the time you're done describing it, people will have forgotten what the fuck you were even talking about.
Yeah. It's, as the greatest critic that we'll ever have in our generation once said, it stinks.
It stinks.
Hell yes.
2025 is the year of Jay Sherman.
Hell yes. So moving on to the final album. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm sure the fans are ready. There's nowhere else to go, baby.
Nowhere else to go. Here we go. This is 2023's Hold. Another slight fade in. Also, that fucking drum beat that I hate.
This had me worried. And
By
then
the way,
these
you guys aren't crazy. This is really quiet. And it will get louder, but not as loud as you think it should.
And and on this album, I'm gonna let it play.
I'm not sure, actually, with my processing on the audio, it might be loud. It might sound at like regular volume right now, but it is very quiet in our headphones. Yeah, so this album is mixed or mastered very quietly. Like, quieter than all the other albums. But what the fuck is this? Prince knockoff?
Look, I like Prince. I think people can make weird, fun pop music, but this is like full committal to like, this was blown out in like 2008, this style, and now we're in 2023.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, yeah. It's too much for me.
I would say dreadful. I would call it dreadful.
This is my worst least favorite.
And I'm giving this best. And
Insane.
Here's the thing. I'm not mad at you for that. I don't even disagree with you that much for that. I'm giving it best for very specific reasons, which I said at the very beginning, like very specific reasons. Because I would have also given it to Life on Pause, which you also hated. So, the goofy 80s-y shit, it's all over this album, baby. He's abandoned the Cure post-punky goth, new wavy indie shoegaze stuff in favor of this 80s pop with the big fat drum machines and like the over the top Let's Dance era Bowie big sounds and Prince stuff, which personally not for me. I'm not a big 80s guy unless you count all the horrible, great, dirty music of the 80s. I'm not a big 80s pop guy. That's what I'm trying to say. The reason I'm giving this best is because there are more moments on here that I'm not going to say are original, because nothing this band has done I think is original, but there are more moments on here that made me go, that's a cool little progression. That's a cool little moment. I didn't see them doing that. That's different. He's never done that before. There were too many moments where at this stage where I'm exhausted, I'm just begging for something different. This is the most diverse. There's so many things that he did differently on here. Are they great songs? No, but I will give it one thing that I'm going to stand by. I'm going to stand by one thing in this whole album. I like a whole song on this album. That is, I can say that about maybe 2 other records where I like a song. I think the song Histrion is a very good song.
No, I don't know if I like anything. I don't know if I like anything here. Really.
It's a great main hook. It's a great progression. It's a well-written set of progressions. And it's dark, and it's darker than most songs. He doesn't write stuff not that dark. I would say what is the other good song? Oceanside. I forget. Ocean Repeating. That song and Histrion, I think, are the 2 darkest songs that I can easily point to. And that alone is like, he doesn't go dark. Fuck it. That's pretty cool.
This album broke me. This album had me questioning life, and not in a good way. And it, like, not knowing anything about the band, like, I really, like, not being disingenuous. Like, I want to know, do his fans think this is a bad album? Because with me being, like, as close as I'm going to get to being on board with it in the earlier part, this is, like, I feel like he's cooked here, even if you're like a fan of previous stuff. I can't, like, obviously there's some people who were there from the beginning who are going to like this. There are people who are going to like this, but this had so many moments where I was like, do his fans even like this? Because it feels like not like an artist changing and evolving, but, and I could be wrong. I could be fucking wrong. I'm just going on my gut. Like this felt like such a betrayal of the agreement we had. And it's not even like, it's not like a 180. Like we didn't go from Nocturne to Whole. There was plenty in between to prepare me for this. But it taps into, like, I like Prince. I like David Bowie's Let's Dance. This is done in a way where I'm thinking more like Phil Collins. I'm thinking of that pop rock era in the like 2010s era. It's just it does so many things that I don't like, and I do like genuinely want to know like how his fans feel about this, because if I'm guessing, and it could be completely wrong, it's so hard when you don't like really have any previous history. I would guess that his big fans probably don't like this album either, and I could be fucking wrong.
Well, I don't have a definite answer to that, but I do have a
pitchfork answer.
No, I do have a pitchfork answer, but Ricky, who requested this band, or he requested that he wanted us to talk about Life on Pause or this album. He likes this album a whole lot.
So yeah, I could be completely wrong. Like, again, I'm not the target audience, but again, I am giving it up for Nocturne and Empty Estates, and like I can like confidently say that's just music not for me. People can enjoy it. Where like I don't feel like the stuff here is like good music in general. Like in general.
As much, even though I'm giving this best, I can't say it's like good music, and it's not bad. It's not badly done. I find the most offensive thing about this album, I can also say about many others, is its lack of originality. It's the fact that it's so obviously, you said Phil Collins, the song Prima, it's super Phil Collins-y. I mean, extremely. I like the song. It's a fine song. It's
I did note that one works a little.
It's not that. It's not bad. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs from the band, honestly. And I also love that they have a song called Alex on here, which I'm sure Alex is a big fan of.
You keep my name out of your fucking mouth. I will say on Alex though, this is not a drum band. This is not a beats band. And the drumming on here is not anything special. However, it does feel like a big, loud part of that song. So slight thumbs up for the way the drums sound on that song.
Some of the rhythms here do pack a punch. The bass on this album is a lot more farty and bang. It's a lot more 80s-y, honestly. And I don't particularly love that in general, but I find these songs to be more fun. Like Basement Eldorado, which, yes, is it completely derivative of whatever 80s thing you want to pull from? Yeah, fine. The hook isn't that bad. It's not a bad hook. That's the thing. I'm grasping at. I've listened to so many of the same fucking song for 6 records in a row that I'm trying to listen for something written a little different, something with a different feeling in it. And these songs feel different. It's not that they're playing with all these giant stupid 80s sounds. It's that like, okay, that's actually a little bit darker. That one's a little bit more happy than usual. It's not the same indie fucking chord changes. That's really why this is best for me.
I do agree with you that this is different, but it's the wrong kind of different.
It is pop music with a heavy 80s proclivity. Let's just say that. It's not
like
something I would seek out.
Basement Eldorado is the second song, and I wrote down, if he turns this album around, I will be fucking like, something about the first 2 songs turned me off so bad. I just like, man, I don't know, like a sixth sense like kicked in where I was like, this is gonna be a bad time for me.
That's funny. I had such an opposite response to that song where I thought like, oh, is he gonna turn it around on this album? I mean, the answer for me was no, but close enough. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I genuinely think History On is a good song. Like a full, it has here's the thing. Even though it's like my favorite song of the band, there's still
Mhm.
parts of it I don't like. That's just the way
Sure.
it goes.
Sure. And then, like, dude, again, it's 2023. He's using like the T-Pain auto-tune vocals on dual tone.
I don't know how I could forget. Is it dial tone or dual tone? It's dial tone.
Oh, probably this a typo. Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot about the auto tune. I mean, yeah, that's. I'm not
It
gonna
is dial tone. Yeah.
I'm not gonna back this up. I'm not gonna back that up.
So yeah, the Phil Collins, the 2010 era, which it's 13 years late, and the auto tune. Even though it's just the one song with auto, it's just this album's death by 1,000 cuts to me.
You see, you say it's one song. I think it's. I thought I heard it peppered in other songs as well. It's just mostly on that song.
Look, I was dead inside. I was trying my best.
I think no, that's the only one I noted it on because it's the most obvious there. But
Yes.
yeah, and so there's aside from that, I mean, I still don't like the closer much on this one. I think the verses are okay in Pulling Down the Moon. I think the verses are fine, but it gets boring. I find it to
that is the most Phil Collins. Phil Collins.
Oh right, yeah.
Should sue him for copyright infringement.
Knowing the man's temperament, maybe he would, but
yeah, not really. I'm just saying that's how much shit. Yeah.
But there's and then the other stuff like Suburban Solutions, which is it's just 80s worship. There's nothing behind it for me. Like it's the way I felt about this is just they're playing the genre of dream pop. That's playing the genre of 80s pop.
Suburban Solutions is elevator music to me. I feel nothing. It is there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you.
I like how this is your best album, and you're just like, yeah. You're just like, yeah.
I don't like it. I appreciate that it's different. I don't hate anybody who likes this. I'm sorry for shitting on it, but god damn it, man.
I would feel worse about trashing it if I didn't also say complimentary things about other things.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't just listen to these albums and be like, I hate it, sucks. I really like it was like, come on, give me something. And like, I'm really like,
I think we always do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to fucking get it.
Fuck, man.
Although you could say, well, and that's why I'm leaving.
And that's why Alex is leaving the show. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Fucking. Shall we do one more Pitchfork review?
Oh, hell yeah. Whatever. It's long enough. I thought we were going to wrap this up. Hour 30 episode. Whatever. 2 hours. That's the Sir MO now.
Indeed. This one, 7.5. So right in the middle.
A little bit of a rebound. So I may be my gut's probably just lying to me.
I don't even, because it is a very pop friendly album where the other ones had like a niche. This one is like a little bit more like, hey, we're pop music now, buddy. This
all music, almost a perfect score, 4.5.
So
out of 5.
This guy is doing fine. Okay, he doesn't fucking need us to like him. Okay, no one is supposed to like everything. All right, it's not our job to like everything. We shouldn't feel bad for hating this guy's music.
Again, this is for Ricky. I just feel bad. I feel the only person I feel bad for is Ricky, but also Ricky's listened to enough of us. He should know.
He should fucking know. For Christ's sake, Ricky, you should know. You should have known.
Also, you give us your money because if nothing else, we are authentic.
Indeed. Yeah, man. Imagine if you were like, yeah, I really enjoyed the texture and the soundscapes on. What if I did that? What if I came in with that?
It's weird. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
I'd be like, there's video of me on the internet lying about
lying. Oh my god. Oh. So this review, let's see what he's got to say. He says, when Tatum returns to dreams, he seems eager to wake up. Fuck this. Oh my god. Like that. Who starts a review saying when Tatum returns to dreams, he seems eager to wake up? This is you're starting your music review with that sentence.
You should only use those types of sentences when talking about Donnie and Joe Emerson.
Indeed. And for that reason, I'm not even going to fucking bother with the rest of the review. Go fuck yourself, Jude Knoll. Whoever the hell.
On the Wikipedia, I did find one from Pace that might, not as snooty, but Andy Snyder.
Snyder?
Yeah, Scott Steiner.
Oh, Steiner.
Steiner. Sorry, whatever.
Big Papa Pump? Scott Steiner?
Yeah, he has the same last name as him.
Ah, nice.
Andy Steiner. A pandemic record, another scrappy home studio record, and another record about growing up, trying to find meaning and settling down. And that's where he uses a period. That is one sentence.
Oh, nice. A lot of ideas he's trying
to... Hold is correct. The suburbs haunt wild nothing.
The suburbs haunt?
Haunt.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't like any of that.
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Well, like, so
Matt Collar, one of his most lush and pristine sounding
get the
albums.
Fuck out of here. I don't want lush unless it's from the store at the mall with the beautiful scents. All right, get the fuck out of here with anything else.
I did walk in there one time when I had that nice setup and I had that luxurious bathtub I didn't take advantage of. I did walk into Lush and asked if they had any like more masculine smelling bath bombs, and they did. And I said I was going to get one, and then the pandemic.
I will say, you walk into Lush, you want to eat everything in that fucking place. It's a delicious store. I mean, goddamn it, it'll all kill you. You shouldn't eat any of it,
dude. Also, like I've gone with girls into makeup stores, and like similar to Lush, where like the packaging and like the marketing is so like, I'm like, this looks delicious. You aren't even supposed to eat this
Absolutely
stuff.
not. Although in terms of going into makeup stores, I feel like I'm going to have a stroke from the overwhelming scents and lights and sounds. Like it's like being born walking into a makeup store.
I think that's this kind of like or like any mall really. Thankfully, you would think I would feel that way, but thankfully, in my world of migraines, scents have never been a big trigger for me.
Oh,
thankfully.
That's lucky.
Because everything else is.
Well, that's not lucky.
Yes. So yeah, that's my daredevil thing. I don't have the scent trigger.
Little insight into Alex's life. What's your biggest migraine trigger, or your most obvious one?
Well, one, which doesn't happen a lot because I know not eating is definitely one. I have to have 3 square meals a day.
Oh.
Like, if you're trying to get me to skip a meal, Mr. Go or Mrs. Go fuck yourself. And then I think now getting older and more aware, I think it's definitely stress. The problem with stress is that it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
You can tell yourself things, you can do things, but at the end of the day, stress is stress. It is something you have to confront head on. And I think stress and depression, to be fair, and they're both kind of intertwined, they feel like my biggest triggers, hand down.
In terms of stress, everyone says work on stress is the cause of everything. Work on managing your stress, and it's like, how the fuck do I make my life not shit, you asshole? But it's really what it is. I mean, honestly, lots of breathing, lots of learning how to do, lots of breathing, lots of Wim Hof style breathing too. That stuff it's difficult, and sometimes it's really difficult. But the more you do it, your body, what's the word? The homeostasis level where your body sits at starts lowering when you keep up with that stuff. Yeah, and that's actually I've started doing that like a few months ago. Transformative, dude. Like huge difference in depression levels, everything. It's like it just takes upkeep and it's difficult.
Yeah, I've done like the biofeedback shit, and I know this because they like hook you up to machines and they like show you. But it is like working out where you have to do it when you feel good, so that when you feel bad, it's automatic, because if you try to only do it when you feel it's a process.
Yeah, that is
and-
exactly
yeah.
that is the Wim Hof mantra of you go to the cold so that the cold will not come to you, and it's true. Go to the cold. It sucks, but you're in control of it, and it does kind of train you in a very it's subtle. It's very subtle and takes a while. So if you go in and you do it for like a week and you don't see anything, it's very discouraging.
I've been saying for like 8 years I'm going to practice mindfulness meditation, and I do it for a quick spell, and I'm like, this all makes sense, and then I fucking don't. And
this is what I've learned, because I only do it every day, all that stuff every day, because I have to really make myself feel bad if I don't do it, because one day, like say you get into a practice of doing it every morning, one morning, maybe even every morning, every other morning, many mornings, you'll wake up feeling like, I feel like dirt. Nothing's going to help it. I just want to get the fuck on with my day. All right. Just don't even bother me with that shit. I just want to get on with my day. That's when it helps. When you think it's not going to help, when you just want to fucking just leave me alone with that shit. I'm tired. I already feel like shit. Those are the days where it actually works the most. It's the most counterintuitive. It's almost like the universe is like poking you, testing you, like, huh? Can you do it? Or are you just going to bitch out again? It's really annoying, and it's actual work. It sucks, but it works. And that is my motivational speech for all of you today on this episode of Wild Nothing.
yeah, ended in a totally different place.
It's helpful stuff. It's all backed by studies, lots and lots of extensive research, strange and fascinating research. But it's subtle. It takes time, and that's what turns people off, because it takes time.
Something I like in reading about mindfulness, which I don't practice, but again, it makes sense. They use the metaphor of how powerful and this sounds cheesy, but this stick with me, like how powerful our brains can be, where like, let's say you watch sport, any sport, you've seen athletes get injured and you've seen them push through. You've seen like Michael Jordan's flu game, where like there's something wrong with them, but they have done something mentally where they've decided, I'm going to still play at an elite level despite feeling broken or not 100%. And that, these people are fucking athletes. Let's not compare ourselves to that. But that's to say there is something inside us where you can like tap into that.
Yeah, you don't need to be a crazy freak athlete to decide to discipline and do one thing every day. It doesn't take Herculean strength to, all right, I'm going to sit for 15 minutes, or I'm going to do some breathing exercises today, every day, because it's not going to kill you, for one. It's not physically exhausting. It's mentally exhausting a little bit, and it takes some effort for sure. It doesn't feel very good at first, but that's life, baby. We're way too comfy as it is. We have enough things that are giving us everything we want. Push yourself a little bit, you're going to feel better. You get off your phone for a fucking little bit of the day. All right. Just let your brain recalibrate. Look at smell some fresh air. I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of things you can do for stress that doesn't involve just getting a new life, because we can't do that.
No, I haven't tried it yet, but I heard this thing where it's called the 2-minute rule, where if you don't feel like doing something, set a timer and do it for 2 minutes. 9 times out of 10, you'll be like, okay, this wasn't as bad as I thought.
Baby.
Like after you do it for 2 minutes, and like if that 2-minute timer goes up and you just walk away from it. Dude. If it's you really walk, but you can say, I tried for 2 minutes.
I've heard that. I didn't even implement that rule consciously. Every morning I take a cold shower. I set a timer for 2 minutes, and every day I turn off the timer and I stay in for another 2 or 3 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah. Like
there you go.
It's just the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get going, your brain realizes it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
And that's how it is every day. And it doesn't, and here's the problem. It doesn't get that much easier every day. Like a lot of like the workout freaks say, like, you keep doing it and it just becomes part of it and you start to like it. Fucking wrong, dude. Like, I've been working out for years of my life, months. I do it all. I do every day, maybe one day of rest a week. I don't want to do it every single fucking day. For years, I never want to do it. It does. Sometimes you're just not wired for it. Sometimes you just don't want to do it, but you do it because it's your body tells your brain later on in the day, later on, that you feel good. It's not about right then and there.
I will say last year when I was on top of my shit, working out wise, I did hit that. Like, I really wanted to work out every day. I really liked it. And now it's more of like a health thing where, like, mentally or headache wise, I feel so bad I like physically can't do it, or I know doing it will like push me there. So like I will say I think both are correct. There's very different people, but yeah, I did actually like, I was surprised, me of all, like, I hit that. I see what they're talking about.
I wish I liked it. I hate it every fucking day.
Dude, when I had like an epiphany one day where I felt like I like hit my stride, and it was like, yeah, whatever. That's,
man, we just spent like a good 15, 20 minutes on health talk, and that, but God damn it, I think it's relevant. It's not relevant to music so much, but it's relevant to
look.
Life.
You got me for 4 months. Might as well.
And this conversation that couldn't be less relevant to the band pushed us past 2 hours. That's how we did it.
Also, I feel like that's why people listen to podcasts. Like the ones I listen to they always go off topic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've heard us talk enough shit about this band. I think it's time to spread some positivity. This is the way of spreading positivity. Exercise, get some fresh air, learn to control breathing.
I feel like I've been way meaner to like Simon and Garfunkel, to Green on Red.
Green on Red was way worse. Green on Red was objectively I think the worst band we've covered in years. Like that one's bad.
Late Air or Soul Asylum.
Late Air or Soul Asylum was
like
really fucking bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gave it up. I gave it up when credit was due. I like a certain era enough. I can see why people like it. I just don't like particularly what he's been doing lately.
And I feel like I may not like anything he's done, but at least these days he's trying different things, and good for him. And if people
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If I can say anything good about Hold, it's that it sounds nothing like Gemini.
It does indeed sound nothing like Gemini. So yeah, the evolution was very, very subtle. But if you look at First and Last, those are two very different albums. But I think that about does it. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Thank you, Ricky, for suggesting. Also, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for your support. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, but I hope you have very kind words about us, and we may not see eye to eye on this band, but I hope this makes your day a little better.
Indeed. Let's do a little recap.
Okay, for me, Nocturne is the best. Empty Estate, personal favorite. Just fucking Oceans Repeating, man. What a riff.
What a riff.
And then worst, least favorite, Hold. It was a lot for me. A lot of stuff I don't agree with personally.
And for me, Golden Haze, that EP, my personal favorite. Snappies, to the point, and easy on the ears. Indigo, worst, least favorite. It is, well, I would say dreadful. I'm going to go ahead and say dreadful. And Hold, best, because it does the most things. And it has a whole song that I think is like, that's a good fucking song. That's a good ass song. And there it is. Bam. There it is. Best. That's pretty much what I got for this band. Holy crap. So thank you so much for listening, watching, and hanging out. If you're a fan of Wild Nothing, if you are Jack Tatum himself, I'm sorry. Go ahead and tell us why we suck in the comments. You're free to do that. It's a free country, probably wherever you're at.
Not me, because I'm sensitive, and
well, don't say it about Alex. You can say it about me. I will internalize it, and I will take it out on my personal life, and I will make my life worse because of it. But don't worry, I won't let you know about it.
Also, yeah, if you're Jack Tatum and you listen to 2 hours and 50, what are you doing, man?
I hope not. I hope not, because you got better things to do.
Please, this go make music.
Yeah.
Make music.
Or to, listen to some of these records behind me. Maybe it'll give you some inspiration. Do something different. Maybe that's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to tell this man how to make his bread and butter.
Make your fucking
Clearly,
bread, dude.
He has fans. Yeah, he has a wife. He's clearly doing better than me.
I thought about this earlier, not about the wife thing. I think this guy just likes this music. I think he just likes this kind of music. You remember Joe Dirt, the Kickin' Wing, where he just sells snakes and sparklers, and it says your
Husker do's and Husker don'ts.
Yeah, like he's saying your fireworks stand isn't doing good because you just sell, why do you only sell these? And he says, because snakes and sparklers are the only ones that I like. That's what this band is. He just likes this music, so that's all he's gonna write. I can't fucking argue with that.
That's why I made the sludge metal comparison
Exactly.
earlier.
Yeah.
I relate to it in that sense that this is his comfort food. It's probably millions of people around the world. Their comfort food. Unfortunately, it is my Arby's. It
is your Arby's, and honestly, if there were better hooks, I would be on board, but there aren't, so I'm not. And then that's pretty much that. But so whatever. Support the fucking channel, like the video, subscribe, do whatever you want. Honestly, whatever you want. You can follow me on all social media at PounderMonkey and Alex on Beluski at
Octatron3030.
And don't forget to check out our history guy, Tom Osman at Tom Osman Sounds, and TomOsmanSounds.com for his music and his podcast where he interviews plenty of very eclectic musicians. Whatever comes next, and there's links to all that in the description. My EP, if you want to listen to and shit on that, you can do that there. There's a link in the description there. And last but not least, Patreon, baby. That's where Ricky suggested this. Although we are not taking any more requests for full episodes because we are completely, to say we're booked to the end of the year, it sounds weird. Alex is leaving the show at the end of the year. We have to squeeze in all the requests as much as we can within the allotted time left in the year, which means there is no room for any. There might be a room for like a couple new albums that came out this year, but for the most part, it's going to be discography every week, like the old days, and it is exhausting.
Because we are human, and there will be a week where you guys won't know, but we will fuck up and won't. It's going to happen. So yes, we need to allow room for that to happen.
We need that. So next week is going to be a brand new album from this year, but after that, it's going to be like more than a
marathon.
It's going to be a marathon. Just full discography. I mean, it's a lot of great, interesting bands coming up. A lot of bands I'm not so excited about, but it's got everything.
Tell me which ones you aren't when we get off there.
Yes. I will do that. But so patreon.com/everyalbumever. We got bonus episodes there. It's been a while since we post bonus episodes. We're a little strapped for time, so I might have to start going solo again and posting solo bonus episodes, which those are fun to do. But finding time with this amount of workload that we have is, but go there for that. You can also be part of the Discord community. Talk some shit, talk some shop, talk music, and then you could also see our schedules in advance. It's fun stuff there. Go do that. Thank you. And that about does it. So until next time, see ya.